everybody, welcome back to another video. Sorry if I'm a little bit quiet, but people are sleeping. It's very early in the morning. So I've applied Wildflowers peel off base coat to my nails. We're doing icicle theme today, and I will show you what inspired it, because it was inspired by a cup that I have. I've applied on my natural nails a layer of Madame Glam's base coat and top coat to protect them, and then 2 layers of Wildflowers peel off base coat. It stays in place, like my nails are still on the next day, but if I want to remove them I can. So I've got the tips in place and they're shaped. I'm taking some clear hard gel and I'm placing it under the tip, not touching the skin. Just going to glide it to you don't need loads, just enough to like fiddle around with. This icicle look is so easy, and people go, oh my god, but isn't it like sharp? No, you file it and you top coat it. Do not worry. You can just clean under your nails with a brush. We get a little bit of cling film, as we call it in the UK. I think it's saran wrap in the States. Pinch it so it's in place, so it doesn't fall off. Get your dotting tool, and first of all I'm going to create a little wall here so the product doesn't go into the skin or hypernicum. And then I'm just going to play around with it and kind of create little lines within it. And I turn it over to look. It's hard for you to see, but I can see if it's the way I like it. In the lamp for a minute. And then just peel that off. There you go. That's an icicle nail or a glacier nail. How beautiful is that? Now it is sticky, so I'm going to take my hard bristle nail brush with some isopropyl alcohol and give it a little brush, supporting it with my other finger, of course, so I don't ping it off because of the peel off base coat. And then we're going to do it on the other nails. It's so easy, it's so quick. I'll quickly just, because sometimes the product comes out at the sides and you'll get little sharp bits, so we'll get rid of them now. They do not need to be in the world. Spiky bits are not allowed. And then I will do the same on the other nails. Placing it, see, it's close, but it's not touching the skin. There's enough space. Just gliding it along. And I'm using my Lecente G1 gel application brush. I've had it for years and I just love it. I don't think I should change it unless it breaks, and I won't let it break. Pinch the cling film on there. Create the blockade. I'm going to build a wall. And then smoosh. Smooshy. I'm using a fine tip dotting tool from Glitter Planet. I've got the whole set and they're amazing. Once you buy things like that, a set of dotting tools, you can have them for life. Like, they're worth their weight in gold. I have a discount code for Glitter Planet, actually. I'll put it in the description. And Madame Glam. So you can have that little saving in January. How are we doing, by the way? How are we doing in January? Any New Year's resolutions? What you're drinking? Obviously, I'm having a Yorkshire tea, biscuit flavour. Don't ask. It's amazing. I can't describe it. It's like having a biscuit with your tea, but it's in your tea without the lumpy bits. So give it a file to get rid of any bumps, and then on to the next one. And so on and so forth until they're done. So I'll just let you watch this little bit. So there we are, aren't they looking lovely? Just the pinky left to do. I love this effect so much. But I've got a little twist on it this time. Decided to do a little something extra. So we'll just get that pinky done, get the cling film on, give it a pokey, and get it in the lamp for 1 minute, and then all the icicle nails have technically had their icicles applied. I don't know. Right, scrubby scrub, obviously, because if you don't do this now, any fluff, any dust, any dirt will stick in there. So just get rid of that sticky layer now. And also there's something else I need to do to the nails, and I don't want them too sticky when I do it, because I'm not sure if it would have the same effect. So here we are, look. It's very simple to do. I've got this makeup brush, right, that I've never used, and some pigment that I had from Nails by Annabelle donkey's years ago, before she had glitter bells or anything like that. I found it in my box, and I'm just going to brush it over the underneath of the nail just to give it a little twinkle. I think if I'd have left the sticky on the gel, too much of this would have stuck and it would have been overwhelming. I just wanted a little twinkle. You know how ice sometimes sort of glistens and in certain light, though, not just like all the time. I like it. I like walking past the cars and they sparkle, and I just think, oh my God, the whole world's covered in glitter. This is amazing. My life is complete. So I'm so easily pleased. So yeah, I'm just applying that there, and it just gives them another twinkle. It's not too intense at all, but it's there, and from the underneath they look really sparkly as well. And then I'm actually going to top coat with Madame Glam's No Wipe top coat. So I'm using a thin layer. As you can see, you don't lose your glacier effect, icicle effect, whatever. You don't lose it. It just seals it. And because it seals it, there's less lumps on the underneath of it. The top of it still has the same effect, but the underneath is less lumpy. And in turn, that means that you're less likely to get stuff stuck in there. And as long as you've got a nail brush, you're good. Like, I'm not being put off by people going, oh my God, isn't it going to do dirty and be disgusting? I don't know, I'm not going to intentionally stick my nails in poo, so. Right, let's get on with the acrylic. Nailmate, obviously, core system, and I'm using the monomer and the clear powder. And for the first time in ages, guys, I'm going to do some encapsulation. I've got this Persian Prince glitter from the Glitter Fairy. I've had it years. Again, I found it. I've been having a massive sort out of my nail stuff, and it's just pinged my brain into action. So I also got Twinkle Toes, which is my glitter mix that I made. It's stunning. I'll put it in a little pot so you can see. Look at that. She's really pretty. And I'm going to use both these glitters. This is the Inspo. This cup was bought for me by Abby for Christmas. And I said to her the minute I saw it, okay, I'm going to do some nails. It's just so beautiful, like so pretty. So this is the inspiration for this set. Okay, so we have our icicle nail. We need some acrylic. So I'm just going to pick up a nice big fat bead of clear acrylic. I'm going to cover the entire nail. This particular thumb is a little bit out of shot, so I've cut the worst of the footage because there's no point. But I'm just taking the bead all the way down the nail. You don't need to build the apex yet. I just want a nice even covering. I don't really need to take it all the way down to the tip if I don't want to, as long as the end encapsulation is structurally good. But this is just a thin layer. I could have gone thinner and wetter and it would have done exactly the same job. 2 seconds, I'm just going to have a swig of tea because my throat's a bit sore. Okay, so I'm just, literally going down the nail, laying a base layer. Then I'm going to pick up some Twinkle Toes with a little bit of acrylic and just tap it. This is the best thing about working with acrylic. This is what I love, is that you can put everything in the nail and then your encapsulation is so structurally sound that your shaping is just chef's kiss, like so good. I think it's easier to design with acrylic than it is to design with gel polish, and that's why I love it. Like, gel polish I love working with, but I find it more challenging for me. Maybe it's just my skill level's not that good, babes. I just think I've always been an acrylic girly, so when I go back to doing encapsulated design, I've picked up a bead of Persian prints as well, and I'm doing the same. I'm really using light action with the tip of my brush just to keep the product flat. And then I'm using more glitter at the cuticle and then less down the nail, so it's like a glitter ombre, but it's very sprinkly, like a sprinkle of sparkle within the ice. You know what I mean? That's my goal here. Let's do these babies then. Same thing again. I'll keep this one at normal speed and then I'll speed it up so that you don't get bored and fall asleep. Big bead. I don't need it right at the cuticle because I can tap it back to the cuticle, which stops you getting a step. So I'm just going to make sure my sidewalls are safe and the product's not flooding, and then we're going to walk that bead down the nail. Nice and easy. Look at that. So good. Satisfying. I love it. I love watching acrylic application. Check the sidewalls again because you don't want that product touching. It's a hemi-free system. That does not matter though. You know, you just don't want it touching. Okay, I've picked up twinkle toes and a little bit of acrylic. And now I'm going to tap, tap, tap. Just to spread it out nicely. Doesn't matter if you don't get it all in one. You can take 20 beads to get the glitter where you want it. Just work thin. And if your nail is wet, then you might find you can just tap the raw acrylic into the nail. Right? It doesn't necessarily mean you have to keep adding acrylic. I remember when I first started nails and this sort of thing terrified me. Now we're going in with Persian prints, that icy blue. Yeah, this kind of stuff terrified me because I couldn't stop my nails being so big and bulky, and then I'd file them and then I'd file off the glitter and I would just be in tears. I didn't understand. And YouTube saved me. It was actually people like the Glitter Fairy that I used to watch and be like, oh my God, okay. So there we go. And the glitter went a bit too thick further down the nail, so I'm swiping it off before the acrylic dries. No problem. I'm going to speed it up now and do the same on this nail. Again, I've worked a little bit wetter with this bead because I didn't want it to be too bulky. Yeah, all the way down the nail. Lovely jubbly, nice and thin. And then I'm going to obviously go in with twinkle toes, do the same, keep it thin. Just play with it, mush it around. Perfect. And then I'll just keep adding the different glitters, like between Persian prints and twinkle toes, till I get the effect I want. Because I don't want it all too blue, but I do want that icy blue look to match with the cup. But I also want that iridescent to represent, you know, the sparkle of the frost and the ice. I'm loving stilettos again. Like, I'm obsessed with this shape. I only have really tiny nail beds. So, okay, to give you perspective, my thumb is a size 6, which is a lot of people's middle finger. And my nail sizes with these tips, the tips I've used are the Pro Stilettos that I released. I still have so much of the stock. It's crazy. I just put it away and took the website down because my arthritis was so bad, and then didn't put the website back up, which is silly really because I'm just sat with all this stuff. But you never know. So I'm now encapsulating. I've taken a bigger bead. It's not as wet. Oh, see, every time motorbike goes past, I have wet the nail, just gone with my brush with a little bit of monomer, and that's just because there's glitter. So I want this acrylic to seep into every crevice and not have any frosting or anything like that. I've never had that problem. I probably did when I started, but I just always do this step and it ensures I don't have that issue. And as you can see, I'm walking the bead all the way down the nail. Now with stilettos, it is important to keep doing this, checking the sides and going over the sides, because you'll lose that sharp point that you've done. And you don't want your finish filing to consist of like battering your arms because you've got like a stumpy end and you're trying to get the shape in, and you want your finish filing to focus on smoothing the nail and like the fine tuning. So if you can work well with your acrylic and your prep, then your finish file is so much easier. And for me, my body gets fatigued just doing like this that I was exhausted because of the difficulty in my joints. And even if you're like a young whippersnapper nail tech and you think, I'm invincible, trust me, you need to think clever with nails, and you need to limit the amount of time you have to put pressure on your hands and your neck and stuff like that, and your shoulders. So many nail techs, beauticians, lash techs have problems with their necks, shoulders and hands and their backs. So anything you can do to speed up the process is the better. And one of those things is to just pay really close attention to the shape and structure during prep and application. Because once all that product is on the nail, you've got so much more stuff to file. Like there's just more bulk. And so that's the most painful part for me at the moment. And I'll show you why in a minute, actually. But as you can see, I'm treating the bead with respect. I am walking it left to right, smoothing it down, walking it left to right, smoothing it down. I'm not jabbing my brush into it. I'm using the underneath the belly of the brush where you've got the most control. And I'm just gently pushing it where it needs to be, convincing it. And then I add a little bit more for my apex just because they're a long nail. I know they're peel off, but you still want it to look right. There's a lot going on this nail as well, so I've got crystals to go on top because it don't mean a thing if you ain't got that bling. I haven't said that for so long. So long. So we walk it down. Right, I've done the rest of them off camera, and I'm going to show you my filing routine. So I'm underneath the nail at the moment, keeping that side nice and sharp and straight, and then I'm at the side, right up against the side. I want it sharp and flat and straight underneath, and at the side I want it, straight. I want it coming to that beautiful point at the end. And I'm just going to show you, this is what happens to my thumbs when I file, and that is why that particular thumb now has arthritis. So I'm also thinking about, changing the way I hold my file, putting less pressure on my joints. So I have been working on different, like this or this, just different ways of anchoring the nail file so I don't do any more damage, because I don't know how long they're going to keep giving me the injections, because I had a reaction to the steroid injections. So I need to kind of keep the longevity. And so do you, actually. You might not have any joint problems now. There was a time when I didn't have any. So I'm just here to sort of remind you that it's really important to take care of your hands and your neck and your back, and just monitor your posture. And if certain things are causing you aches and pains, think, can I change that before I get a really bad problem? Because you put all this time and money into building a business and developing skills, and it's heartbreaking when it doesn't work, or when your body doesn't like it. I've also found this e-file bit, just off topic, which I'm using around the cuticle, and it was in that Amazon e-file bit box that I have, which I always use for my nail prep. And I saw this one, I was like, hang on a minute, that's a fine barrel with a flat top. I can use that for cuticle filing. Yes, I can. That saves my hand so much pressure. You can also, if you've got hands like mine, you could wrap your e-file handle, like, tattooists, they often wrap their tattoo gun so that it's fatter, so they're not gripping on something small and putting pressure on the joints because they're doing it for hours and hours. Well, I'm going to do that with my e-file as well, because it's, again, something else to protect your body. So why not? Here we are then. I've done that filing. Look at them. Are they beautiful? They're so pretty. So pretty. Very sharp. Like they could stab into skin. That's the bit, just a bit closer up to show you. And now we're going to give them a really good brush to get all that dust off, with a hard nail brush, a bit of isopropyl alcohol, because we're going into the final sort of design phase, and I don't want the dust in or under the nails. On or under the nails. There we are. Beautiful. I'm using my glue. I'll put a link to that. It's in my Amazon. I'll put a link. And my Alina crystals. which I've got lots of. So I'm going to go for the blue tones and maybe some white opal, just to try and carry on with the design, really. I've got these two. I think these ones were called Moonlight Shimmer, but do you know what? I can't even remember. These are Alina crystals. They're my brand. But it's been so long that my brain is like, what? I don't know. I know these ones are the blue opal. They're really pretty. They have like a golden glow. They're quite subtle. They don't like sparkle. They're more like a glowy, like, ooh. So I've done some here. And I know that they don't stand out against the nails, but that is the idea. The idea is that the whole nail is a glittery, sparkly thing, not like a nail with with obvious different coloured crystals on top. It's more like a whole sparkle on a nail. I'm just showing you the application of a few crystals. Because it's a filed acrylic nail, you just go straight in with the adhesive, but it does dry fast. So I put extra on so I could actually get a bit of playtime with that particular crystal. But yeah, do what you want with crystal application. Just go for it. I just get excited and start shoving them on. I don't plan them. I do, if I'm doing a particular set and I need a particular look, I might plan the crystals. But generally, I'll just get the crystals out, look at what I've got, and then just put them on. And I have my favourite styles. I decided to use the annoying caviar beads, which I hate, but I love the look of. So once I'd got all my crystals on, I'm going around the very edges of some of them with just a clear builder gel from Madame Glam. It's a lifesaver because it just sticks them. It's just like, you're coming with me. And I'm just picking up with the sticky end of my brush. I'm picking up some of the little beads. I would put them in a crystal tray. I used to pick them up out of the wheel, and that was really annoying. Just put them in a crystal tray. It's so much easier. Don't know why I didn't do it. But yeah, I'm just I think it finishes off the crystals really nicely to have a little bit of beading. I just don't like doing it. Like, it's fiddly. It takes ages. But I really like the effect it has. It's a really nice look. So I'm just going to do that down the nail. And then we are nearly finished, guys. I'm not going to show you every single one I've put on because you would fall asleep, and this is a long video already. And I have a sore throat. I'm going to, on the middle one, this crystal swoosh, I'm going to apply them in between every single crystal. I'll show you how I do the first few, just so you can see. So I apply a tiny bead of builder gel, and then I just pick up the little crystals. And I'll do maybe 4 or 6, not crystals, beads. I'll do maybe 4 or 6 at a time and then flash cure them in the lamp because they will move. They'll start to like slide because the gel is fluid. So just flash cure. And then when they're all done, it's time to top coat. I'm so excited. Look at this. Stop it, cheeky devil. Look at it. So beautiful. It was worth the work. I really like them. Thank God I only did one hand, because I think I would have been there for 2 days. But I just wanted to do something creative. Like, sometimes you want to do day-to-day nails, but sometimes someone gives you a blue sparkly cup and you just know that you have to create something a little bit special. I mean, to be fair, guys, I would walk around with these on every day, but I do have a dog and I can't pick up poop. So they are purely an artistic set. Look at it. It's a new bottle of top coat as well, which I think helps because it's just extra top coaty. Because I've used, like, my other 2 bottles are empty because we've just finished swatching 450 gel polishes from Madame Glam. I know. Before you say anything, I know. And that's not including my miniatures or the pudding gels. I'm just grateful I found some more top coat under the bed. because that sounds weird, under the bed. I have a storage bed, you know, the ones that lift up, and then there's boxes and boxes of all Madam Glam gels, because I have too many to put on the wall. 450 normal gel polishes. Then I've got builder gels, rubber base coats, pudding gels, art gels, and the miniatures. I need a whole room. I need a whole entire room with floor to ceiling, and I think I need a neon light that says Madam Glam, because I have too many. But you can't have too many, because I looked at them the other day and I was like, who needs that many shades of green? And then I thought, me, because you just never know. You just never know what you might need. And if you want to expand your Madam Glam collection, I will happily save you 30%. So I think I've got a bad throat, guys. It's a bit croaky. It's this winter, this horrible, foggy, icy cold winter where you put the heating on and it just destroys your lungs. Anyway, as you can see, this top coat is absolutely stunning. I use Madam Glam's top coat whether I'm using gel polish or acrylic. I don't use any other top coat on anything, because I trust this. Do you know what I mean? I know that my nails will still be super shiny no matter how long they're on until I take them off. It doesn't chip. It doesn't, the only time I've damaged it is if I've literally filed it by mistake, but it's robust. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I don't need a different one. I just use this one on everything. Absolutely everything. And look at it. So sparkly. Do you want to see the finished nails? I bet you do. So what I did was, one I did just with my lamp, and then another I showed you with a flash because, I don't know, I just wanted to. I've got no reason other than just wanting to. I'm thinking of doing some lives where we just sit and do nails. If you would like that, let me know. I'm a little bit nervous. I have done it once or twice in the past, but yeah, I'm a little bit nervous. Look at them, and look at the cups. See, look, it all goes together so nicely, ladies. I love it. Thank you for watching. Please consider liking, subscribing. Always leave me a comment to let me know what drink you've got and what you've got on your nails. I love to know. And if you're new, tell me where you're from, because I'm amazed at how many people from different places I have. And then I go and research the place and go, oh my God, you've got a such and such. It's amazing. Anyway, I'll see you in my next one. Bye.